Welcome to the webinar, and I am pleased to invite two of my guests, Kaushik and Mugdha. Kaushik is a finance professional with close to 20 years of experience. He has worked in various sectors like pharma, engineering, food, and retail. He has deep experience in hiring and developing talents. He says he has learned valuable lessons from dot-com bust in 2002 and global finance crisis of 2009. He is fond of reading and listening to podcasts. Let me introduce our next guest, Mugdha. Mugdha says she is someone who won multiple hats throughout her varied careers. She has worked as a psychologist and French teacher for a naval hospital. She is a certified yoga instructor, and for the last 7 years, she is working as an HR professional. So welcome, Mugdha. Welcome, Kaushik. So today we will be discussing about some of the aspect. I will also brief you about, of course, to our audience, a bit about Next Job Hunt. What is that which we are doing? I'll set the context for the today's discussion. We will touch upon some of the aspects in terms of what is the life of an individual, what is the mindset which they go through when they are laid off. We will certainly like to hear from both the guests if they have some similar experience in the past. So these are some of the agenda which we have in mind. We will also take some questions from our audience today, and we will put these questions to our guests. So let me start with Kaushik. Kaushik, I just read about your two stuff, which is 2002 dot-com crash as well as 2008 financial crisis. So what is your personal experience as well as some of the experience which your friend might have gone through in similar situation, and how do you correlate it to 2020?
Yeah, hi Sanjay. First of all, thank you for inviting me to this webinar. And I think Next Job Hunt is doing a great job of helping people to cope with a job loss and trying to rehabilitate them. So please accept my great wishes and congratulations for that. Um, I'd like to now, answer your question with my personal experience. Um, so I kind of started my career during the dot-com bubble in 2003, 2004, and it was a very tough period. So even though I had graduated, I'm a chartered accountant by profession and a cost accountant by profession. It was extremely difficult to get a good opportunity. I remember, of course, in those days we didn't have much of emails, and we did not have Naukri or Monster or even Next Job Hunt when you look at it. And I remember writing close to 500 to 600 applications with hand, and going on my small scooter to different companies in Ankleshwar and Bharuch in Gujarat, the place where I was living, and dropping these envelopes with the applications to various companies and hoping somebody would call me, and waiting by the phone. It was a very tough period. It was not just me, but I know a lot of my batchmates went through the same struggle. And when there was, even an interview call, um, I would find myself in a waiting room with probably 50, 60 people. So that was the kind of competition. Um, and I did manage to get a job with a good company called Cadilla. And the way I still remember the way I managed to get this is purely because of a positive mindset, right? I never thought that, okay, this is just one more interview where I may get rejected. I had a very positive mindset that I can crack this, right? Even though I had been rejected so many times and I couldn't get selected, I always had this positive attitude. And I still remember, even though this is probably 18 years ago, I still remember going to a cyber cafe one night before the interview to read about the company and the products and so on. So that's my message to people, that no matter how tough the situation, we've got to stay positive. We've got to be prepared. And I would say that that was the exact same thing in the 2009 global financial crisis, where I was in between jobs again. And again, it was extremely tough to get any kind of opening. But I continue to remain positive. I continue to remain prepared, and good things happen when you put positive and preparation together.
Thanks for the nice word and sharing your experience, Kaushik. You are very right. It's about the positive mindset. This is, similar kind of accident which people have in their personal life also. That's not the end of the road. And I think that's applicable this time as well. We are happy to and glad to hear that your experience, and I'm very sure some of the audience who are there with us, they will get benefited out of your experience and from the positive talks which you just shared with us. Over to Mugdha. Mugdha, would you like to share if you had some similar experience or someone who were in your circle went through it and you were closely associated with them?
Hi Sanjay, thank you for inviting me and happy to be here and to share my experiences. And hoping that those will be some lessons for other people who are listening in. Okay. So yes, I also had not one but two experiences of this kind where I was asked to leave the job. So the first one was very early on at the really beginning of my career, and I was totally unprepared for it, and I had no idea why or what I was going to do next. So, and that was probably the first or second job, and to be rejected and to be asked to leave was really kind of earth-shattering for me. So I was quite dejected, quite depressed for a while, but somehow I kind of put things together, calmed down, took some time out, and started looking for another job. And also, that was the beginning of my career, so it did not hurt me as bad as the second time that I was asked to leave. That happened a few years ago, and that was after I'd been in my career for some time and been doing certain kind of role for a long time. And so when I was asked to leave because the company was closing shop, it was a difficult moment for me. Again, went through the same emotions of depression, rejection, and completely caught unawares and not know what I'm going to do next. So the
Yeah,
first
Mugdha, I think I missed your last statement.
few days or few weeks were really unhappy, and it was difficult to. So the first few days after I was asked to let go were quite unhappy. It was hard for me to actually talk to any of my friends or even tell my family that I had let go. Even though it was not my fault, it was just a company policy because they were closing down the company. They were letting people go. But I mean, a rejection is hard to handle no matter what reason. So it took me some time to actually start opening up to people, but that's when I realized that it helped. Slowly, I started to gather my thoughts and practice a bit of meditation and try to inculcate some hobbies. Realize that I don't need to go back into the workforce right away. Maybe this was an opportunity for me to think about what else I could do while I had time on my hand. I had some money saved up, so I thought I'll take a break from corporate life. I practiced a bit of meditation and hobbies and realized that it's an opportunity for me to think about what I for a while. While I had this time, I did my training, I met my friends, spent time with my family, and I realized that letting go So as I was saying, I was asked to let go, but my colleagues and my family that I would come the company in a reason. So slowly I started to gather my some hobbies and realized that about what else I could do. If I am very passionate, I did my training, I taught you. I realized that letting go seemed like it. And when I was done relaxing and using I wanted, and here I am now again happy and hoping my life experience can help somebody and
Perfect, perfect, Mugdha. What I can hear from you is, of course, there are two takeaways. One is you took your mind off from the circumstances, and second is you utilize that time to pursue your interest, which was yoga. I think that's a very good approach because it's just a matter of time for most of the candidates, for most of the candidates who can be employed. They can take this time off to reskill themselves or possibly pursue some of their interest, or if not, they can spend more time with the family, because what is most important during this crisis, especially it's a personal crisis for most of the people, is to take your time, take your mind off. I think that is one clear message which I hear from you, Mugdha. And I think this is the same thing which we as a part of Next Job Hunt is doing. We are creating the community, and we are trying to leverage the strength of community, because community by its own word, it provides you the emotional support, right? And that is what that is one of our charter in Next Job Hunt, to create a community so that people should not feel isolated, and they should assume that it is the norm, it is the new norm. And of course, this new norm is started established right after 2008 and 2009 crisis. And now, if you see in most of the organizations, especially those organizations which have rules from different culture, uh, laying off is part and parcel of today's employment. And the best way to deal with is to reskill oneself and to ensure that keep adding skills during such time, because it's a time off. It's not about laid off. It's also a time off, which we can certainly look at from a different perspective. Now, coming back to Kaushik, because I want to draw some parallels between 2002, 2008, and 2020, because you have seen two through your while you were growing up, and 2020. I'm very sure there are so many people who have reached out to you through their personal crisis. So, what are the parallels which you can draw between these three crises?
Yeah, it's a good question, Sanjay. And this is what I would say. Um, when you look at the 2002 3 dot-com bubble and the 2008-9 global financial crisis, and now what we are seeing now, led by the COVID, what we can clearly see is that none of these factors are within our control, right? That's the first thing. And none of this is individual only to us or personal only to us. Job loss, being laid off, uh, thousands and thousands of people being laid off uh, is happening all across, right? So we are not the only people who struggle, or we are not the only ones who probably lost our job. So this is a mass phenomenon, right? And what we are also seeing is that whenever there is a job loss, which follows this kind of event, it's not so much that we as professionals or we as employees in a company are worthless or useless, right? It is just a very business led decision where companies are saying, look, our revenue is hit, we are not able to do the same level of business as we've been able to do, and we want to protect our business, hence we are letting go of people. And that is the stride in which we have to, as individuals, take this, right? There is no need, as you correctly said, to feel this is the end of the world. This is now becoming the new normal, where once in maybe 8-9 years, you will see some kind of a global phenomenon that impacts businesses and that leads to separation, and there will be disturbances, employees will lose their jobs. So this is now becoming a new feature. And as employees, I think we need to realize this. We need to assure ourselves that we are probably not worthless. That's not why we are being let go. But at the same time, we are impacted. So we have to utilize this time productively to do, as you rightly said, spend time with the family, or upskill ourselves, or even take the chance to ask ourselves, what is it that I really want to do, what is that field that I want to pursue, and go after it. So yes, there is some time off that you should definitely take to reassess your options and to reassess your life, but you need to keep moving forward. Yeah, so I would say that the parallels, if you are asking me to draw, is that one, these are global phenomenons. Second, each of these global phenomenon leads to mass separation of staff, and it could be you, it could be your colleagues, it could be your relatives, it could be your spouse. So it's really, really important to belong to a community where we support each other. And the third, as I said, is it's now becoming normal. So if this is normal, then we have to reorient our thinking to say that, well, we want to deal with this. How's the best way to deal with this is to take some time off to reassess our options, come back stronger. Because we all have a long work life, so this is clearly not the end of the world whenever we are asked to leave, or we are fired from our existing job. Yeah.
Absolutely, Kaushik. I think you rightly put it. It's not the end of the road for even one's career. Uh, Even we look at the shelf life of organization, the shelf life of organization has significantly reduced from 20th century to this century. Earlier we used to talk about the big names which existed in the industry for 60, 70 years. And now if you look at Fortune 500 companies, most of them are 15 to 20 years old company. So like companies, the
Absolutely.
employment shelf life has also reduced, and that I think that is one takeaway which people like us, we are trying to spread that, because most of the employee, they need to understand that it's not their fault. It could be because of the environment. It could be because of the other factors which are not in their control. It could be the reason of rationalization. It could be the reason there could be some mergers. And of course, pandemic is one of the biggest reason, and that's the reason we have come together. On the same side, Mugdha, I would like to hear from you. If you also draw some parallels from your two experience. Of course, I understand that one happened when you were still shaping up your career, and second happened when you are matured enough to take time off from the career when it happened. So what are the parallels which you can draw through your own experiences?
So I think now that I'm a lot older and more mature and deeper into my career, things have my mindset has changed, my perceptions have changed. So I am taking things differently. I'm coping with things a lot differently than I was when I was younger. So yeah, so some of the things that I would like to say is when you're coping with a thing like job loss or any other terrible tragedy in your life or difficult time in your life, first thing is to accept what's happening. So it's okay that this has happened. It's okay that it came out of the blue, and it's okay to feel unhappy or depressed or not knowing what to accept how you're feeling. Then the next step is to let your friends and family in. Talk to them, share with them how you're feeling. This will help you unload the burden. This will help you feel a little relief. Maybe you'll find out that there are other people who had similar experiences and that you're not alone. Help you help people help you if they somehow can. If you keep everything to yourself, you are not seeking help you and what to do that will make you feel better. Stop over analyzing how you're feeling. Stop I mean, if it's been a month or it's been a week or it's been 2 months, so now is the time to kind of let go that it happened, accept, and then now start thinking of what you can do now. You are applying for new jobs, maybe things are not happening right now. So, what can you do while you are applying for other jobs? Maybe you can take up some hobby, maybe you can do some course to upskill yourself, maybe you can just spend time with your family, maybe you can just read, listen to music. There are lots of things that you can do with your time that you have now instead of just worrying about it, right? Uh, I would suggest maybe practice meditation, practice some sort of practice that would keep your mind calm and steady and peaceful so you can think a lot more clearly about what you want to do with the time that you have right now. And I think this maturity, this difference in from when I was a newcomer to now that I have established myself in my career, these are some of the things that I did differently and that have helped me cope with my job losses. Sanjay, you there?
Great, great, Mugdha. And I can certainly see that some of those words are coming from a psychologist who has studied psychologist and a person who has taken a career in HR. So that's a right combination. And that's the reason you are speaking out your experience with our audience. Let me go to Kaushik on this. Kaushik, because so many people reach out to you, I'm very sure. Okay. What is that which you advise them as the first two or three things so that they can deal with that emotional trauma, right? The first 2 or 5 days, which I think which are one of the most important as a critical period. What is the advice which you would like to give to our audience?
Look, I'm going to talk again from experience. Like Mugdha, I too have been laid off, and it was extremely sudden, and it was not when I expected at all. And I didn't have much time to prepare or process this. So it was extremely, extremely tough and traumatic, as you said. And I'm sure a lot of people are now going through it. Some of them are already in the process of the fact that when I was laid off all of a sudden, I immediately looked around at my support system, and my support system happened to be my family. For other people, it could be their friends, it could be other colleagues, but for me, my support system was my family, and I immediately called up my wife right from office when I was fired, and I spoke to her at length, and I kind of got the assurance and support from my wife that all is well. If you remember the movie Three Idiots, you will remember this is a very powerful line, all is well. So I remember patting my own heart and saying all is well. And when I came home in the evening, um, my entire family was waiting for me, and they were smiling. And this may appear very strange. I was completely shattered, but they were all smiles. And then they said, look, we get to spend more time with you now, right? So you'll be home, you'll be able to spend more time. And they did not judge me. Why did this happen? Why did you let this happen? And so on and so forth. Because there was no point of being bitter, right? And I took a cue from that. And I also had a great team in office who arranged a dinner for me the next day, saying that we couldn't say bye to you properly, so we want to give you a dinner. It was extremely touching. So I would say that we must leverage our support system. We are not alone, right? You don't have to suffer alone, right? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, right? That is what I would say. The second thing I think you should do is again, do what works for you. I mean, if time out works for you, take some time out, clear your mind, think a little bit about what you want to do with the chance that you've received, and you can chart your own path, right? If you're a person who says, look, I can deal with this, or I want to deal with this a little later, but let me start my next job search, right? Then by all means start that. But before you start, please do brush up on your CV. Please do brush up on your interviewing skills, because most of us have been in a job for a long time now, and sometimes our CV is, it needs to be dusted, it needs to be tweaked, it needs to be changed, because fashion also changes. And the second thing that we always forget is how prepared are we for interview, right? Because when you start your job search, there is no saying when you will be approached. It could be tomorrow, it could be a week later or a month later. But it's really, really important to make a good impression, in your interviews. So take some time out to prepare for that. There's a lot of great material out there that can help you prepare. There's some good material on Next Job Hunt as well. I can see that. So my that would be my advice, that how do you get ready again to reintegrate. And again, this is different for different people. As I said, some people may be ready and up and running in a few days. Some people may need a week or a couple of weeks to do that. There's absolutely no race, as we all know, right? Because again, our career is, a long marathon. It's not a sprint. So we got to do what works for us. But in any case, my advice to people who have been laid off and who have approached me for advice and help has been to continue to believe in yourself, because being laid off does not mean we are worthless. Being laid off only means it's a symptom that, there is something wrong with the economy, with the environment, but it doesn't mean that we are worthless. We still have, as professionals, we have a lot to offer, and we will get, the right chance. So it's a bit about being patient.
Thanks, Kaushik. I think that's a very right input, because I like this statement. Career is not a marathon. Career is a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So sometimes you have to take some breathe and keep continuing. You have to vary your pace. The other statement is like the three idiot part, which you referred, and you brought back some of my memories. Like all is well, because it's always the state of mind. It's always inside you. And the third thing which you have correctly mentioned, it varies from individual to individual. Some people get over from it within a day. Few guys take more than weeks as well. And that's the reason that community provide that strength, that you are not alone. There are so many people like you, especially in current time. And that is what we as a part of Next Job Hunt is trying to do. We are providing them a cushion of community. We are providing them a platform where we are doing our best to connect laid off people to opportunities. And the opportunities are happening. It's not that all the opportunities are dried up. There are so many opportunities, of course, the opportunities size as well as the kind of opportunities might have changed a bit. But people who can quickly transform themselves in terms of their skills, they can certainly make themselves available to those opportunities. And I'm happy to share with you, with both of you, that we have already connected more than 400 people to various interviews. So that is a small bit of efforts from our side. To Mugdha, I would like, because Kaushik has also touched upon some of the resources, and I see some of the questions coming from my audience. They want to, learn more about the resources, and that question is directed to both of you. Either Kaushik, you can start, or Mugdha, you can start, and then Kaushik can add. What are the various resources some of the candidates can look at during this time?
So Mugdha, you would want to go first, or you're okay with me taking this?
Sure, you can go ahead. I'll build on what you said.
Right. Okay. So again, it's a very good question, Sanjay. And again, a lot of people ask me this. One of the tools that I certainly used when I was laid off, and which I share with people, is the Ikigai model of planning your career. And this is a very powerful model. And this essentially is asking you as a person to decide, or to at least think in your mind and put down what is it that you are good at, what is it that you're passionate about, what is it that you think the world will pay you for, and what is it that society values. So, and if there is something that fits in that sweet spot at the intersection of all these four things, that is then your ikigai, right? So to give you probably an example from my own career, when I did an ikigai, I used this model, and I could see that what I was probably good at was mentoring, and what I was passionate about was also mentoring. And is this something that I could monetize and make money? Probably not. But is this useful for society? It's very useful, which is why I am on these events like today, trying to leverage on what I'm good at and helping the community. But I also need to earn a livelihood, and so what the market pays me for is my finance skills, and that's what I do for a living, right? So when I filled my ikigai model, it helped me to kind of make sense of how I want to chart my own career. So that's a really good model that people can use. In addition to that, LinkedIn is a great platform where one could connect with other people like Christy Bonner, who is a fantastic influencer and a huge help, or Rima Maheshwari. So, or Next Job Hunt Now. These are great platforms for people to come together, be part of a community, and cope with a job loss, but also, look forward and get gainfully employed. In addition to that, LinkedIn has a lot of courses as part of their LinkedIn learning platform that people could utilize, as Mugdha said earlier, in a bid to upskill themselves and learn new age skills. So these are some of the resources out there that I would strongly recommend.
Thanks, Kaushik. Mugdha, you would like to add few more?
So I would suggest maybe while you're leveraging all these skills that are available and all these mediums that are available for you to look for your job, just be intuitive. What is it that attracts you? What is it that is making you feel good at this moment? Do those things. Try to create opportunities for yourself by maybe thinking out of the box and not just narrowing your focus. Since you have this opportunity to do that right now, maybe when you were working, you didn't have the time to think or do anything else but do your work. Now you can maybe broaden your horizon, maybe look for things other than what you are already looking for. So take this opportunity, take this time as an opportunity for that. And it might take a little longer, but things will fall in place, is what I have experienced, and I think Kaushik has as well. And I think anybody who you talk to who's similar experience will say takes time, but things fall in place. So keep believing that and keep moving ahead in that with that approach.
Very right. Keep believing in oneself is the key. And second is the way you look at it. If a person look at lead off as a break or a career break, which he can utilize to improve upon his skills, I think that could be a very nice approach. And I took one point from you, Kaushik, where you talked about your interest in mentorship. We will certainly reach out to you because I see some of the people who are looking for some support in terms of.
Ahead in that.
So I will be grateful to you, Kaushik, whenever we will reach out to you, because I see some of the candidates have shown some interest, and that's one of the strength you may have, and of course more than strength you have the interest, And I'm very sure that is going to be beneficial for all the audience who are in the call right now. We are reaching to the fag end of our conversation. So what are the two final advice which you would like to give to the audience who are with us today, Kaushik?
Uh, yeah, so it was great. I mean, it's a fantastic session and a great initiative, Sanjay, that Next Job Hunt has put together. And again, I'm really, really happy to be here with my time and able to contribute. I'll be quite happy if anyone wants to reach out, and I'll be happy to mentor them or help them cope with a job loss. I am available on LinkedIn. I'm quite active on LinkedIn. People can approach me here. Um, the two pieces of advice I would probably leave people with is what I've said, throughout the session. The first is the pain is real, right? I mean, you lost a job or you're struggling with an opportunity. It's a real pain, and there's nothing. We are not trying to take anything away from it, and we've been through it, so we also kind of empathize. But having said that, you have to leverage your support systems. You have to leverage your own resilience to come over it and to succeed. And in order to do that, you need the second thing, which is self belief, right? That this too shall pass, right? And all is well. So that would be the two pieces of advice I would leave our viewers and our friends with.
Thanks, Kaushik. Those are the real powerful advice, and I see a lot of thumbs up from my audience. Uh, Mugdha, what could be the two advice which you would like to give to our audience today?
Well, I echo what I also believe that take small steps in the direction of progress. Don't have too large goals that feel like they're unachievable. Take tiny steps, maybe small, maybe two, and then you can think about the bigger goals. So maybe when you're looking for take tiny steps, a job hunt, when you're doing job hunts, don't expect have things happen right in that week. It will take time. So start applying on different portals, on different forums, start talking to people, leverage your network, and things will slowly start falling in place. So
Great, Mugdha. Uh, I think it's again a very powerful statement. It's just a matter of time. Things will start falling in place. Persistence is the key. Patience also plays a big role, especially in time like this. And I like your statement, Kaushik. Uh, Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And I see a lot of people have retagged this part. So I'm happy to see that a lot of people have liked this statement. With this, I would certainly like to thank both of you for your time, taking your time out from your busy schedule.
maybe start small,
And
maybe do very little, and then you can think about the bigger goals.
uh, yeah, so again, I'll thank both of you to take your time out from your busy schedule. And we will be happy to have you in a few other seminars. Uh, and to my audience, I would like to hear from you your takeaways from the today's discussion and help us to grow. What are the topics which you want to cover through our various guests? We would like to invite those guests and try to see what is the information and what is the benefit which we can bring to your benefit. Thanks, Kaushik. Thanks, Mugdha. Thank you very much for today's session. And thanks, audience, for coming and
Thank you,
joining.
Sanjay.
Thank you, everyone.